Hello everybody, Sifd here again with another Goobies one, and today we're gonna continue with the same runs and let's hopefully get the god weapon or the trash weapon. Today is the 50-50. Is it gonna be a boomerang build or is it gonna be an explode, a flame, fire, not explode on death, fire is the main play here. So let's go tranquilizing mass as that is allowed to be gained, and let's see if we get fire or boomerang. I really would like to do one of those two, honestly. Specifically on purpose. Here we go, Boomerang actually. So attacks have a 10% chance to throw an arching boomerang, dealing 4 damage to all enemies hit. So this is the build today. Is it gonna be good or not? Most likely it's not gonna be good, but who knows? And also, who cares? Let's go with crit chance and crit damage. I want to have fun and see how good this is. Honestly, we want to have actual data today to see how busted the boomerang can become. On implode, I would also like to do an implode build. Let's go tranquilizing mass. I have read some comments from the last time that told me that some of you people do enjoy the bustedness of the thing and not the one run thing. So maybe I should rotate back into just picking up everything, because in this game you can have everything. Boomerang, 12% chance to throw a boomerang dealing 5 damage. Okay, we're going into that. We're getting into it slowly but surely. We're gonna become the most busted boomerang build in the game. Although it's useless. Let's go, crushed ruby. We continue with crit chance and crit damage. Once again, always going for the cardiac arrest. I'm still not sure if the cardiac arrest is what's breaking bosses. Let's go with obliteration. Dealing damage at full life opponents makes them take more damage. That's good to know, good to have. And let's continue going on here. Of course, we want a bunch of attack speed, so we get more boomerangs going. And we found defense. We're gonna definitely get defense. 5% is damage taken. That is always safe and yeah, nice and steady, I guess. So let's continue hitting opponents, and we found attack speed and tranquilizing. No, we're gonna definitely go with attack speed. So I'm not sure how much more lifetime this game has to offer, I would say. Although I really enjoy this, and although the game is fancy and nice, obliteration is what I would say. Dealing damage at full life opponents has a higher chance of dealing more damage. But I slowly have decided that I want to rotate over to other games. So yeah, I'm really thinking about what I'm gonna do with that. Attack speed, yeah, we're gonna go with attack speed for sure, so we get more boomerangs out. So yeah, I found a couple of games I am prepared to play. I also want to do like a live stream of a fighting game. I found fighting game RPG or something. I want to do a live stream because why not have some friends along, right? Tree hugger is what we're gonna get here. This is early enough so that that's gonna matter. I mean, the tree hugger itself is useless, but if I can find tree lover, I think is the second name of the upgrade, we will get a lot of that for free. A lot of things for free. And we found the first level that is useless. Although I could go for, you know what, let's go with attacks pierce. I think attacks pierce do not interact with us not throwing out boomerangs. If anything, there should be a higher chance of us throwing out boomerangs in case they trigger on hit. Because now with piercing, we're going to be hitting 2 opponents per time. We're going to go movement speed gives you damage. And let's see what we're going to roll. Crit chance 10%, very nice. And chain lightning, we're not going to take that. That's XP. A bit sad on the because we got that while we're not getting that much XP. I would say let's go XP gain. I definitely don't want to get anything else other than boomerang blades. Now this video might be on the shorter end because once again, boomerang blades, very weak weapon in my opinion. Tree whisperer is here, so now we're gonna be stuck on a tree while throwing boomerangs, or as it's called, blooberangs. I mean, it's very cringy to call them blooberangs, but whatever. We definitely need more attack speed. Seems like the boomerangs are stunning opponents. That's very fun to see. Opponents just straight up being stuck in their ways and just chilling there. Now we do know for a fact that super duper late game madness is gonna happen and we will get destroyed. Let's go attack speed from the masses of opponents that are gonna be around us. But does that matter right now? I would say no. Boomerang level up, so 50% chance to do 6.5 damage. Nice. The arboreal gift has already paid off by giving us a thing that we actually care about. I really want to see the other boomerangs. Now these ones, I'm seeing they are flinging themselves around us. They're not coming back to us. So I'm already pretty excited to see how we're gonna deal with this. The Boomerang. So 50% chance, 6.5 damage, and catching a boomerang rethrows it once. Now the thing is, I'm not moving, so I guess catching the boomerang means I have to actually move out before I catch it. All projectiles plus 1 damage, probably gonna take that. Unless the boomerang is AoE for some reason, which it shouldn't be. Let's go with XP gain. Let's actually pick up XP, to be honest. And here's the first boss, although it's not the... no, it is the first boss. We got thick hide and damage. I'm gonna go with damage, I would say. Let's see how we're gonna deal with the bosses here with my boomerang blades. Maybe running backwards is how you're supposed to catch him. Boss 1 is toast. Boss 2 is also toast. Very nice. And we got big spikes. We're gonna definitely not take that. And the movement speed gives you damage or tranquilizing. Let's go with tranquilizing mass. And we also got damage. Definitely go for damage whenever you find it, at least in my opinion. It's the best upgrade. I would say the second best upgrade after crit chance and crit damage is what I would actually say. I'm seeing the boomerangs, so do I need to specifically catch them? Aren't they supposed to come back to us? I guess I'm supposed to specifically catch them, which makes this very much another thing I want to do because they're moving very fast. None of these. Wow, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Attack range. No, none of these. We're gonna get XP here. So yeah, I would say maybe the boomerang should be that they come exactly where you are. So at least it would be a don't move build, right? Now I guess I need to be going towards the left and towards the right, trying to catch all those boomerangs. I don't think I'm gonna actually be trying to catch them. I think we're gonna just allow them to be catched on their own. Another level on that. 70% chance to shoot a one, 9.7, still once on the bounce. I have never ever took the boomerang level to final level. So I really want to see what this exactly does. Also, keep in mind, another meme build is the buzzsaw. So if you want to see buzzsaw, tell me about it. Otherwise, we're gonna go with the busted things, which is fire, implosion, or explode on death. Those have already been commented about. So, or maybe you want a completely different game. Bleed chance, let's go with bleed chance, I would say. I'm not gonna go post-mortem obliteration. Actually, you know what? Let's get post-mortem obliteration because I think that might be partially why bosses explode sometimes. I'm between crit chance and heart attacks. The damage crystal, which gives chance to do double damage. Maybe that multiple damage times. You know, maybe it's, you know, 10% chance to do double damage, and then it rolls itself twice, and then you get like a 2 times, 4 times, plus a crit, and it becomes busted. That's also a theory I have. And then also the same thing goes with post-obliteration damage. Maybe that thing also has a chance to multi-crit on its own. Wow. I really enjoy how these look, man. I have to say, they really always look exciting when you see them. I'm gonna go cracked ruby, of course. Crit chance and bleed increase the damage of your crits. Attack speed is also obviously good, don't get me wrong. But I don't think there is anything that comes even more close to one-shots with hard attacks. So there we go. Now attack speed, of course, is gonna make it so we throw more boomerangs out. But do the boomerangs even do anything? I mean, we're not gonna play with the mind that the boomerangs are useless. We're gonna go tranquilizing mass. We're gonna go piercing, yes. And we're gonna go spikes, no. And let's continue on. I think piercing is gonna help in general. Some people told me that piercing and bouncing helps with more projectiles being thrown out. Is that true or not? I'm not really sure. I mean, projectiles, yes, for sure. But I'm not really sure about the making it trigger more attacks. Because that's the other hypothesis of what it does. Here we go. Mini bangerang. Okay. Attacks have a 70% chance to throw out a 9 damage boomerang on recatch fire once, and then enemies hit by the boomerang have a 5% chance to release one additional mini boomerang dealing 8 damage. Okay, here we go. We start having propagation mechanics going on. So this is definitely gonna help late game when we're gonna have thousands of millions upon millions of enemies all over the place. All the boomerangs should be hitting everything around us. So, boss incoming. Boss incoming. Let's go. Let's do it. Didn't get a single arboreal gift, by the way. Amam is toast. Xieroeh is not toast yet. Xieroeh is toast now. And we found a arboreal gift over there. And we found piercing level 4. So now it's gonna be low viscosity. What? Low viscosity? Why is this the name? Anyway, it pierces 4 times. And then if it pierces 4 consecutive times, then it shoots another shot that's a bit faster. And that follows the piercing shot. Let's go with defense. Let's go with damage. Let's go with attack speed, triple level, quadruple level. Wow, one of them was a arboreal gift, of course. The movement speed gives you damage. Yeah, we got a triple level plus an arboreal gift back to back. Very nice, very exciting. Continue powering up everything. Shoot every single opponent we have around here, just in case an elite is on the board. I don't think an elite is on the board. And let's run into this. Give me a second because I have a phone to pick up. Give me a second. Okay, I'm back. Heated telephone. Heated. Things are happening in my friend company. Let's do it. Yesterday was a fun day. I was out and should I actually expose my friends in this video or should I not do that? I don't know. Well, the main thing, you know what? I can sidestep the story maybe a bit later if I remember to do this. For now, we're gonna continue with the boomerangs. Actually, I want to talk about it. Let's go with damage. Damage percent, and opponents are spawning in front of us. Actually, ranged attackers are coming in. Boomerangs are flying all over the place. Love it. So what happened? Time for a story, I guess, and then we're gonna come back to gameplay knowledge. By the way, I have to say, do you see these little spikes we're throwing out? these spikes here, this laser line here, these are the piercing thing, right? We got this upgrade that says piercing. When you pierce 4 enemies, you shoot another shot. That's it. It's these white lines. So there's that. I hope these white lines count as attacks for specifically the boomerang. Oh, Elite's here. Hey, Elite. Look at this. If you flip this Elite, it can't even follow you. Movement speed. Let's go. Also, I should really stay on top of trees because we are tree lover, hugger, and all the rest. So we want to... Oh, here we go. Arboreal gift. Movement speed gives you damage. Should definitely go for that. Especially because I just got a double movement speed upgrade. So there is that. So yesterday I was out with friends. And so we're gonna do here a little story. So one friend of ours, not one of her, let's say we're on a cafe, right? We were on a cafe outside, and one of my friends was working, another one was just there sitting and talking with us. We were just chilling over at the cafe where a friend A works, so to speak. And we got double levels. Damage and percentage-based damage is what I would say. Frenzy and attack speed is decent, but whatever movement speed... I mean, these are all good, but we're gonna go damage and percentage-based damage. We want to definitely go high in damage. And so the people in the job were my friend, a waitress, and then they were the people that were talking, they're working, and then me and my other friend were also there sitting and drinking coffee while also chilling with the barman friend. So it's a barman and a waitress, and then my friend and me, I guess. Friend A. So it's me, friend A, barman, and waitress. And a random barman from the next coffee shop comes over and talks with my friends. No, talks with the waitress. Random barman from another shop comes over, talks to the waitress, and then our barman says that that guy is very often over there. Ooh, here we go. Mini boomerangs. Level up. 20% chance to throw out a boomerang that does 19 damage. It bounces, actually throws it twice if you catch it. 10% chance to shoot out 2 additional mini boomerangs. This is going out of hand very fast. Now the boomerangs might actually be completely unusual, but look at this. It's a boomerang rain. Crit chance 10%. Let's take that. Boomerang rain. Let's throw him out. Destroy. Wow, my mom died before that. Come on, give me the shield. Whoop. I got implosion. It's a fire, I guess. Still, we're not gonna take it. I guess projectiles do more damage is a choice here. Maybe a random arboreal gift. Nope. It's magnet, and let's go. And yeah, so my friend barman says the other barman is always here, I guess, hitting on the waitresses or just talking with the waitresses is what he said, and he expressed his opinion, which were, a bit disagreeable about the fact that's happening. Now, if you agree or not for that specific thing, that is each to his own, obviously. But, my friend barman said, this guy's always here, just, not working and talking with our staff. Which is okay. Up to this point, everything's okay. People have their opinion and whatnot. And then friend A decides to call over the waitress. He's like, yo, can you come over here for a moment? I want to ask you something, right? And that's when my barman friend thinks, okay, what is he gonna ask? Because this is very close to what I just said, right? So my friend says he's always here, and then the other one instantly calls over the waitress. And, well, he deduces that the other person wants, he deduces that friend A wants to ask the waitress if they find the other barman, I don't know, awesome, cool, funny, pretty, I don't know. My friend barman deduces that that's the question friend A wants to ask. And he tells the waitress, go back a moment, I want to ask my friend what he wants to ask you. He straight up in his face, right? Normally in her face, he says, give me a second, give us a second, we want to discuss this, as if we're like a team or something. That was way weird to me, but still. And then friend A actually starts not expressing his actual thoughts. He starts, backtracking as to what he wants to ask. He's like, no, I'm gonna see what I want to ask. We will see what we want to ask. I haven't thought about the question, he said us. He told us. He said, I was thinking about it, and then you sent her back, and I didn't think about what I wanted to ask. That's his answer to, yo, bro, what are you about to ask her? Okay, and then my barman friend goes into the toilet for, not exactly that moment, 20 minutes later, my barman friend goes over to the toilet, and then that's when I ask my friend A, yo, what would you actually ask them? And he literally tells me to my face that, yeah, I wanted to ask if they find the other one pretty funny or whatever. I'm not gonna exactly recall what the question is. I think that's a bit irrelevant, but what I want to say is that my barman friend actually hit the nail on the coffin on what was the question. And at that point, I was like, what? Like, he literally deduced what you're gonna ask. And because he actually hit the nail on the coffin, you backtracked and didn't tell. I didn't tell him, by the way. At that point, I didn't tell him because barman friend is more of a friend of mine than friend A, the specific instance. So I'm on barman friend's side. Let's go with this. Because the thing is that my barman friend does not want to get exposed, right? Because that's borderline exposed. Oh, I mean, boomerang 3 levels. Let's see actually what this is. Let's actually see what we got here. So 20% chance, 60 damage boomerang if you catch it twice, and then 10% chance to release 2 additional mini boomerangs to do damage. Okay, so that means the boomerangs don't really scale in any actual intrinsic value here. Well, we're actually dying. This is not good. Boomerang build is crash landing. Boomerang build, I repeat, is crash landing. This is not very good. Maybe this is gonna be one of my shorter videos of this series ever, because it's the boomerang build, am I right? So, yeah. So my friend actually deduced correctly. And the reason why he didn't want that question to be asked is because he didn't want to get exposed, right? Because it's very weird. I'm talking about like social interaction weird. To, you know, a girl talks to somebody and then you go ahead and for some weird reason ask her, do you find him pretty? Or do you find him funny? Like, what? Why? Like, why would you do that ever? Let's go with Dizzy Balls, I would say. Maybe I should have gone with AoE to have some coverage around us and some protection. That could have maybe saved us, although that would be borderline cheating at that point. No, we're gonna stick to the boomerangs, man. If anything, I want to go to a wall so that we can... Here is a good spot, so that we can throw boomerangs towards the side of the opponents coming in. So there's that. And then when I asked him, friend A, that if that was his question, and he actually asked me that, he told me, yeah, that was the question, he deduced correctly. He told me that because friend A also works there, by the way. That's another reason why why he had the question, because he had the question like from other shifts. It's like he works in that cafe, I would say, for like 3 days now. So he had that question before we even went there, just after, you know, my friend added the fact that that guy's always there, that the secondary barman from the other shop is always there. That's when it ticked for him, right? Time to ask or something like that triggered inside of him. So, and he literally told me to the face that he's gonna ask in his next shift. Like the next shift he's with any of these girls that have seen that barman, the other barman, he is gonna literally ask them, and he doesn't care that the barman friend asked. I hope you could follow what the thought process here as to what I was trying to say, because I went back and forth as to who was talking. I'm a bit weird with that in English, and also while playing. Like if this was normal dialogue, we're chilling in Discord or something, I could have explained this a bit more, less chaotic. So there's that. And now another info came to light, which is that the same person, this friend A, has also done a second blender at some other point in time. So my friend is the barman once again, because it's the same person. It's borderline my best friend, to be honest. He, which also is my thumbnail editor, by the way, it's a friend and also work colleague, I guess. Anyway, so he told me literally today, like this was literally not right now. This was the messages that were just sent literally right now. You're hearing it live. Sifd's real life things that are happening in his real life. So this barman friend of mine, which is also my thumbnail guy, he is also an organizer of parties. Okay, so he called his colleagues, which are this, for example, all the people that work over at that bar. He literally called all the colleagues to come to the party that he organized, right? And this friend A that I'm talking about, in his very first shift, which happened like 5 days ago, because the party was like 2 days ago from today. I mean, based on when I upload this, the days might be a bit off, but you know, as I said, thumbnail guy, which is barman friend, he called all his colleagues from the job, all the waitresses and everything in between, to come over to the party. I mean, it's not a big work, by the way. It's not a big... Don't imagine that it's like 20 people in the staff or something. No, it's like a very small bar, which is like 4 people, something like that. It's like every day there are only two people working, and they have 2 barmans and like 4 waitresses. That's literally the job, and they only come 2 at a time, like 1 barman, 1 waitress. It is in each shift. So I'm giving you context as to how small the shop is. So yeah, and so my friend called them all to his party that he organized, and then in his very first shift, the other barman told him that, yeah, but you're gonna be pretty much alone. You're not gonna know anybody there, while everybody else is gonna be knowing each other. Like, he literally cancel, like, there is a specific word, you know. I'm not, you know, there is a specific word, which is blocked, you know, something blocked for no reason whatsoever. He literally just told the waitresses in his very first job work, in his very first day of working, that, yeah, if you come, you're gonna be bored because you won't know anybody. Like, if you come, you're gonna not know anybody. That's literally what he told her. Them, not her, literally all of them. So I guess whatever waitress was on the job when he was working, and then they propagated the same info to the rest, and none of them came to the party. And the fun thing is that it's not even true. Like, we know them because, as I said, my friend the barman does work there. So, and we are going there like as a company, as a crew of friends, I would say. We all go over to his coffee, so they know all of us. Let's go with attack speed and higher. Wait, was that attack speed? What did I just pick? I think I picked attack speed. Yeah, I think I picked this. Yeah, 65 and 25. Yeah, that's definitely what I picked up. And yeah, he literally, I guess, shoots us in the foot for no reason, I guess. And herein comes the question as to what do you believe from this whole story. I didn't paraphrase anything. I didn't put any negative or positive connotation on it. I mean, this literally happened yesterday and today. I mean, this happened throughout this week, but the data, I gathered the data. I was infoed about this whole thing about today and yesterday, pretty much. So I want some insight in this. What do you believe? Do you agree, disagree? Is my barman friend a bit too much, or is maybe the friend A, you know, too much, or maybe anybody should do whatever they want? Or, you know, what do you believe? What do you think? And by the way, this whole thing is not romantic, just to also put a little bit of additional info in here. Obviously, I'm talking about girls and boys and parties and whatnot, but it's not really romantic because, like, my barman friend is at that job for, I would say, about a year at this... No, not a year, about 6 months at this point, and he knows all the people there intrinsically. They definitely do not want to have a work scandal going on. So that aspect of that, I guess, discussion is completely relevant, I would say. So, yeah, I don't know. My point of view, just so that I put my point of view out there too, because, you know, I do enjoy that. Let's not actually lose here. Let's actually try to go over maybe here. So my point of view is that first of all, you should not ask open-ended questions that you don't know if there is a good answer to. Like the question of, why do you guys find him pretty? Or do you guys, I guess, do you girls find him pretty? Or do you girls find him funny? I'm talking about the other barman. Yeah, that's definitely a no-no question in my opinion. Now, for the fact of a friend of mine calls people to a party and then I go ahead and tell them, yo, if you come, you're gonna be bored because you're not gonna know anybody. Yeah, that's also a big no-no. Definitely do not add negative connotations to a positive thing. That's my opinion. Spikes, nope. Let's go here, Tranquil Orbs. That's gonna give us more shielding. Very nice. I do understand the point of view that, yo, bro, it's true though. Why, like, they will be bored, so I just told them the truth. I do get that notion. Like, I do get the whole idea of we want to be crystal clear about our intentions and we want to, you know, be upfront with how it's gonna be and whatnot. But the thing is that it was wrong, right? It wasn't even true. It wasn't true that they were gonna be bored or they were gonna be alone, right? Because they knew about at least 10 people, I would say. So that's already a sizable amount, to be honest. Like, if you only know 2 people, okay, maybe not a sizable amount, but if you know like 5 or more, and you're going towards to a party where there are gonna be, I don't know, 150 people, I mean, if you say that, oh, you only know 2%, well, how many do you think you would know in a party with 200 people, right? Or 150 people, or 100 people even, right? So knowing 5 is already enough. So that aspect of the whole argument is going down the drain instantly. The fact that, you know, I just wanted to tell them the truth, that goes into the bin. And then the whole aspect of asking things that you're not supposed to ask, I also believe that you should pay attention to what you're saying, especially when it snowballs into other people. And that's the main issue with my friend Barman. That's the one issue he actually had with this. He didn't have the issue that the question would have been asked or whatever. He had the issue that he didn't want to get exposed, because the moment that other barman came to talk with the waitress, like 5 minutes later after he left, it's exactly the second that, you know, friend A decided to go ahead and ask. It was a very, very, very giveaway. Like, you give away that we just happened to talk about that, right? Like, you give away that we just discussed that. Or even if you don't give that away, even like if the girl in question does not do the connection that, oh, you know, the barman was just here and now they're asking about it, boom, they were jealous or whatever, boom, they have their issues. Even if she doesn't do that connection, you still open yourself up for something that you don't need to open yourself up to. Like, you're allowing people to form opinions on you without you actually getting any value out of it, right? Like, what value would you gain from, you know, let's say he did actually ask and they told, like, what would they tell him? The woman would tell him, yeah, maybe yes or maybe no. Like, no matter, let's say they say yes, let's say they say no, because the example works on both ends. What do you gain out of that? Like, you don't gain anything. If they say no, then you, I guess, might want to change your style of talk or approach. Maybe that's one positive thing that you can gain out of that. But even then, the trade-off is very bad, especially because you give a vibe of weird, in my opinion. Now, of course, anybody can ask anything, and I'm not somebody to police. Oh, you want to ask this to a woman? No, 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 you're not allowed to. No, no, you can do whatever you want, obviously. The only thing I'm saying is the exposing your friends aspect of that, right? Because the main issue with my friend was not the question itself, but the main issue with my friend was that he was working there and he knows the girls and he also knows the other barman, and the girls talk with the other barman a lot, so he doesn't want the girls to tell the other barman that maybe people asked about them, or maybe the, you know, girls think about, oh, they're jealous or whatever, you know. Straight up does not want to open himself up to interpretation of things that he isn't even doing, especially when it is from a friend, right? Because my barman friend did not want to ask. The friend A wanted to ask. Okay, we need to rush through here because we're gonna die. YOLO! There was no choice whatsoever here. We died. The boomerang blade is useless. It is what it is. And I got the last good old relic artifact. Let's go. Pulverization. Mountains and boulders have been pulverized into dust, removing them altogether. The best thing I've ever seen. I love it. I love it. I love it. This is the best artifact. We're gonna play with this every single run. Let's see the damage that the boomerang did. I told you this was gonna be the meme build, the worst build in the game, and I didn't even have to talk about anything because it wasn't even busted enough to talk about it. But we did play with the boomerang. 19 million damage, literally not even 1/5, not even 1/5 of the damage. Where's the rest? My normal shots did half of the boomerang level 10. Do you understand that my normal shots did half the damage of boomerang level 10? Not half, one third, two fifths, one divided by 2.5, you know, doesn't matter. 33%, I guess. So, wow, post-mortal obliteration did 66 million damage. Wow, unbelievable. How is this even possible? This is not possible. Okay, this is definitely the buggy attack. I found what the buggy attack is, the post-mortem obliteration. And why is it the buggy attack, you might ask? So this thing, just to be clear, this thing says that, I cannot really open this up right now, but this thing says, I can actually go over the item and it should show you. Just keep the numbers, okay? This is 66 million, this is 20 million, and this is 8 million. So let's say my normal damage is 25 million, and this was 66 million, right? The rest don't really matter. Let me actually go over to Encyclopedia here, so I'm gonna explain to you why exactly this does not make sense whatsoever. So this thing here says, dealing damage to enemies above 80% health has a 35% chance of dealing 75% of that damage again. If the target dies, trigger post-mortem obliteration, resulting in a 100% bonus to the death effects. I do not have on death effects, so this aspect here is useless. So we only care about the top half. So this says, if an opponent has full life, 1/3 of the time, you do 80%, 75% of the damage. Okay, so that's like 4/5 of the damage. So how can I do, when only 1/3 of the time I do 75% damage again? How can this do more damage than what my other damage is. Do you understand what I say? Like, if I do 100 damage, and this was a 100% chance to trigger, at the end, this would be doing 75 damage. So this, by definition, cannot overtake DPS-wise the base damage, right? By definition, because this is 1/3 of the time, it does 75%. So this does not make sense by definition. The only way, and the only way this makes sense, is if this triggers itself before it takes the damage away, so it can have this 80% cutoff. So for example, if this, let's say you do 100 damage, this triggers 35% chance to deal 75, so your damage becomes 175, then this re-triggers 35% to 75, it becomes 280 something, then it re-triggers, and then it becomes 300 or 400, and then it re-triggers and it becomes 1000, and then it actually pops all of them together. That's the only way that this makes sense to be doing more damage than your base damage. Otherwise, I want to hear down below how it would make sense, because I cannot possibly fathom how this can possibly make sense. So that's going to be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget we have merchandise now. It's in the description if you want to see some. I think the bag is the coolest one. And I think that's going to be it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tomorrow we're most likely gonna play something busted, maybe fire, maybe implosion. I'm gonna see what I'm gonna do. As always, thanks for watching, and see you guys around.